Okay, Kyle, I have saved your logos into another document, which is 100 by 100. So there's a few things I want to show you. First thing is with the font. So be careful with the font because you can see some of the letters bleed together. You may want that, you may not. When you're enlarging or reducing a logo, so imagine this is going to be really small on a business card or sticker and as large as a poster or banner. So I will go into character and just play around with the tracking and see if maybe there's something that's a bit better. So you might want to try 75 or 100 tracking, and so it gives it space to breathe. So you can see there's a bit of space in around and around the letters as well. So that's one option. The next thing that stands out to me is that you've got spheres for these circles, but this one is a proper circle. So I would zoom in here and I would probably just get the selection tool and just make that more of a sphere so it fits in with your design a bit better. Then I will go to Control Y. So what you can see here is you've got your circles and you've got the little midpoint on there. So I would just drag that down to the center, and there's a guide that shows you that that's centered, and then you know that it's centered in the artwork. So Control Y to bring back your image again. The next thing I'd be looking at, so you see I've got rulers up across the top and down the side, so that's just simply going to view and then down to rulers, and I'm showing my rulers. So what I'm doing is, so this is the center of the record. That's balanced symmetrical, so I know that I can get the center point of that. This is asymmetrical, so it's a bit harder to find the center point, and often with things like that it's just more by view. So I found the center point there, and so you can see here that the type is slightly out. So you can zoom right in and you can just move it until it's centered a bit better. So then Control minus to zoom out a bit. So that's not changing really anything much. When you're creating logos, so that it can be presented in any format and it doesn't get distorted on different computers, have different settings, so you're best to change everything to a shape. So with the font, I would go type and then create outlines. But what you've got, so you've got a black outline on there as well, so you've made it bolder again. So then you'll have to, with that selected, go Object Expand, and that's expanding the fill and the stroke. And so then you've got all these lines now, but you still want to just make it one shape. So you click on, in the Pathfinder, the Unite, and then see now that's the font as you wanted it. Now we move down to the shapes of your logo. So one thing I wanted to show you, let's get rid of that center line. One thing I wanted to show you was you can opt to stroke, put more rounded corners on your strokes if you don't want it really hard. That's an option, but I think you wanted that more geometric look, so I will undo that for you. So then I would go to Object Expand Appearance, and that didn't work. Object Expand, and then just leave the fill and stroke there. And so now again that becomes shapes, and then you go down to across to Pathfinder, and you want to unite. Nope, that's not the right one, but if you want to shadow, you do that one. This one here, merge. So now you can see their shapes, and it's all one cohesive logo. So when you've got all of your logo together and you're happy with it, then you select it all and Control G to group it, and there you have your logo. What you did, which was really good, you had the same line thickness down here, so which makes it cohesive with this one up here. So again, I would go Object Expand, and then again you want to merge it all, so when you zoom in you can see that you don't have any overlapping bits. Now I want to show you something else on that as well before we do that. Because you've got hard edges on these lines, so you could also, again, up to you, go to stroke, and you could put soft ends on it instead of hard ones, and then you could go object expand. Completely up to you. So you've got those two options there. Okay, I'm going to stop now and I'll show you the rest of it in the next video.